I got a lot on my plate, So, we were just talking to Gunner, and Brian Jeffers was telling us that when you had told him earlier in the season that Gunner was like kind of almost on the cut line at some point.
Well,
how would you just kind of describe it?
yeah, in the fall, we had to cut 6 guys, and he was unable to perform because he was injured all fall, and so I didn't feel comfortable when we started talking about putting him in that group of cut people because I wanted to see him play. We'd seen him as a high schooler, obviously, and thought highly of him. So, he was kind of on the bubble because we had to make those cuts to get to 40, and we had a lot of guys that played really well in the fall. But I just didn't feel comfortable even including him in that conversation.
Are there a lot of guys that you would do that with? I mean, not seeing them play, but wanting to keep them around to have that opportunity, or was it something specific about him that maybe put him in that group?
Probably. I mean, I just didn't feel. Yeah, it would be hard to do anybody. But what we did see towards the end, once we made those cuts and he was able to get back in the cage and hit with Toby, is we saw some really elite stuff. But no way did we think he would play or be a guy. We thought he'd be a redshirt this year for sure. And he's done really yeoman's work. More on the defensive side if you think about it. I mean, we've solidified center or right field with Brendan out.
When you say elite stuff, are you talking bat speed? Are you talking pitch?
I just strength. Just being calm in the box and the ball coming off his bat very hard.
When last night you had said that the vibe with the team felt almost like you guys got swept this past weekend. Do you feel like there was anything like when Brendan got hurt again that led to any sort of like deflation for the weekend, like again?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, you could visibly see guys frustrated, coaches, myself included, extremely frustrated because of what you saw on the Wednesday game against Arlington, the adrenaline that he gave the team, the RBIs he knocked in the first a couple of bats at Texas Tech. You know how important he is to our lineup. But, once that got over with and, yesterday I think guys had calmed down again and understood that, hey, we're going to have to win games without him. And, when he comes back, it's just going to be a bigger boost.
Have you given any consideration to rearranging the rotation given how well Owen has performed?
Yeah, Owen's going to pitch Friday. We'll go Owen, McKinney, and then Smith, Bailey.
And what was kind of the conversation regarding that as to?
Well, I mean, Owen's he's earned it. Let's face it. He's pitched multiple innings. You want your Friday night guy to, be able to log the most innings, and he's done that and been really won big games for us. So hopefully he sets the tone on Friday night for us. And, McKinney's, it gives him another day, a full week of rest, and he'll feel better. He had some, the travel is so tough, and with he's got a neck deal that kind of flared up in Lubbock, and so it kind of affected his forearm, and we think he's better, and his bullpen was outstanding this weekend. So let's hope he can give us 6 or 7 innings on Saturday.
I don't know if there's a WAR analytic at this level, but I mean, you still only lost 13 games, and you've had without your best player for a majority of those recently. What do you think that just kind of says about this club that they've been able to persevere through that?
There's no doubt. I mean, we've won ugly. We talked about it at BYU. Just winning series are so important. And just maybe, like I said at Texas Tech, just winning the one game. How important is that going to be when it comes down to the final standings? You look at them. I don't really look at standings, and I did today because we're trying to figure out travel and stuff for the league tournament. And we're in a spot now where we're out of the top 4, which means we have to play on the Wednesday, and we want to get ourselves back in that top 4. And we have a tough schedule to do it. Obviously TCU's above us. We're going to have to beat them, and then we got Utah coming here who's the one thing about Utah is we know they're going to hit. We know they're going to score some runs, and in our ballpark they're used to it. So, and then you end up at Houston. So, this is a huge weekend for us. We want to play well.
Is TCU the best that you will have seen since West Virginia?
No, I think ASU.
ASU?
Yeah, I honestly think my take on the whole league is that I've seen and I'll talk to you more about it next week after playing TCU in person. But I think ASU is as talented as anybody in this league, and their first two pitchers are obviously big time guys. So I think even above West Virginia, I would put Arizona State.
Have you had a chance to watch Tommy Lepore?
Yeah,
As of yet?
looked him good.
What does
Looks
he look
good.
like?
Just he's going to come at you, high 90s. I told the guys last night, we were seeing mostly fastballs in the high 80s. I said that's going to be Lepore's changeup. It's a very good. This team will throw a lot of good changeups. Their head coach Kurt Sarloos was a great changeup pitcher in the major leagues, and he brings that to their team.
Raul pitched on Sunday, did not pitch in the midweek. Is he now? Are you someone you're looking at for the weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you'll see if he can, where McKinney is or where Cram is, and can he log 2 or 3 innings in the middle of the game or at the end of the game. We'll see.
What do you think makes Tony Pluta such an effective closer?
I just say he has great stuff. Number one, his cutter is really the cutter. When they added the cutter to his repertoire, I think it really solidified him as a really good relief pitcher because the curveball has always been good. The heater is good, at 90, 92, and then throw the cutter at 88, 89. That kind of makes him really good. But more than anything is just his poise. I mean, does not get shaken. I mean, he had the bad game at Grand Canyon, came back the next time and closed out games for us. So I think he's just such a smart guy, and he understands, what makes him good.
He doesn't have the closer stature, but he kind of, talked about Billy Wagner kind of being
Billy
a guy.
Wagner. Yeah,
Did you face him?
been some guys that stature. Yeah, there's been a few. Billy Wagner. Who else? Richie Lewis back in the day for Florida State that we faced. He was shorter than Tony, I think.
Did you face Billy in the big leagues?
I did not.
I don't know if you have data on this or not, but it feels like anecdotally that you're seeing more breaking balls, maybe even more first pitch breaking balls.
Right.
Is that true?
I don't know if I have to ask Toby, but yeah, there's been a ton of off-speed stuff, whether it's changeup, breaking ball. That's just where baseball's going. Look at the major leagues.
So what do you tell the hitters then?
Well, the best way to hit. First of all, if a guy throws a really good breaking ball, you're not going to hit it anyway. So let's get yourself ready for the fastball, and when the ball hangs, you'll be able to hit it. That's just a reaction. It's a reaction type deal. When you start looking for the breaking ball, what ends up with us, and we've had this problem, we get caught in between.
Like the Oklahoma State
Yeah.
guy on Friday?
Right.
Yeah.
We start all of a sudden now guys like, well, I think he's going to throw me a breaking ball, and then I'll throw a fastball right by you. So we have to always stay ready for the fastball and sort of just react to the breaking ball.
Sure. What can you tell us about your manager, Grant?
He obviously was in his 5th year going to grad school, and he made the decision that he was going to join the police force.
Here in Tucson?
No, what city? Mansfield, Texas.
Okay.
It's south of Arlington.
Okay.
And his family lives in Fort Worth now, and so he knew somebody in that department, and I think he decided over the Christmas break. And then he'd been doing everything and getting all the recs and all the paperwork and tests and lie detector tests and everything he had to do this last
Did you
3
have to
months.
fill out a background
Oh yeah,
check thing?
I had to do that. I had that. We have another one that's in the police academy up in Utah, Jacob Shaver.
Oh,
That
okay.
played here also.
Okay.
So yeah, I did 2 in 1 year. But Grant's an unbelievable kid. Could do anything, whether it's real estate, business, and he's really into this. And I'm excited to see how it goes. I told him he could be our security when we get to the league tournament.
Who's going to be the bullpen catcher then?
Well, we have a couple kids that catch. Plus, at home we don't have to worry about it because we have our backups.
What is the biggest thing that guys like Gunnar get out of those prep type academies that are very sports focused?
Yeah, you know what? I thought about that yesterday because, first of all, he's a fantastic student, which a lot of our freshmen are. But even when he was hurt all fall, and he couldn't do anything basically, he couldn't even lift in the weight room. He was like holding like study halls at the dorm in the common room, and sort of helping all the guys do things. And I think maybe being away from home, whether it was how to eat, how to cook, just taking care of yourself. It's I think we see that more on the East Coast, right? All those prep schools and stuff like that. We don't have many out here, so he kind of did that for his senior year. So yeah, I think he just kind of grew up a lot.
What was the injury that he had that kept him out?
It was something with his hip or his back, because he couldn't even, like, when he started again, it was Matisse and Gunnar with one of the weight coaches every day. So it was a similar lower body injury that they were doing sort of the same things.
Thank you, Chip.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.